Hey everyone! Since weddings are such an important part of my life, I thought that I'd start to talk more about them. So this is just a very short chat about how I got into photographing weddings and how I'll talk about them in the future. For many years I had various 9-to-5 jobs that didn't really make me happy. I was usually sat at a desk and would daydream about different ways of escaping. Not literally through a window or anything dramatic like that, although there were times. There were definitely times. All of the lunch hours I took in my previous jobs mostly blurred together, but there was one that I remember clearly and fondly, as it was the start of me becoming a self-employed photographer, something that makes me happy today. Having had the vague idea of photographing weddings for a few years and never acting on it, I remember typing into YouTube that lunchtime the honest, slightly naive, but hopeful words, "How to photograph weddings." It was a big step for me. The first step is always the most important. Thinking now, I sometimes take it for granted that I earn my living from photography. It wasn't a quick journey. I'm guessing that lunchtime was in the spring of 2010. I left the same job in the autumn of 2012. There is a scene from one of those how-to videos that I do remember. It was of a bride getting out of a car, and you could see the photographer taking a picture of her. I can't remember at all any advice that was given, any tips on how to photograph a person getting out of a car, but I'd like to think it was the start of demystifying weddings, because after all, wedding days are comprised of people doing things, often quite normal things like getting out of cars, and as a photographer, all you have to do is take a picture of it. That's your one job, right? Of course, there can be a lot more to it than that, but at first thinking about it really simply is a great place to start. So it's very likely that around the world there are lots of people in the same position that I was nearly 10 years ago, thinking about getting into wedding photography, but not completely sure how to. I hope me talking about weddings will be useful in that regard, but I think I'm best just talking quite randomly about things. I'll put together collections of photographs that have a theme and just chat about them. I'll talk about different parts of the day and how I approach them. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you subscribe, and there'll be lots more wedding videos, plus my usual random photography videos coming soon. Thanks again everyone, see you in the next one.